Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. We're doing a little different today. Decided kind of not to do the whole live stuff. I know things on my end are getting a little hectic, trying to find certain things in my life going on. So it's like, all right, let's go ahead and maybe go back to doing the non-lives, just recording, just in case can't make it one day or something like that. Besides that, we make sure you guys are checking out Happy Dragons. I said they got an app coming out, so it should be here very shortly, either this month or early next month. You can make sure to go ahead and use that code Gecko Exchange for 20% off their Patreon site. If you want to get in their Discord, hit us up. We'll send you the link and we'll go from there. Today we're just going to talk about some updates. We ain't had an episode with just us two in a hot minute. So we both got shit going on, especially it's breeding season. So a lot of stuff's happening. So that's what we're gonna do. So, hey man, what's going on with you, brother?
What's not? I mean, you know me, man, in the Chihuahua game, dude. It's been a long time coming, but this is my first full season of everything coming together. I raised these geckos. I hand-selected geckos from various breeders for X amount of years. I raised them up for about 3.5 years, almost 4 years now. And they've finally all paired. All my pairs, 12, 11, 12 pairs have all successfully laid. Some have started to hatch. Some are incubating, days away from hatching. So everything's coming together with that. I'm learning a lot. I'd never talk ill about anybody or anyone's theories out there, but I'm finding a lot of people's theories to not be true with genetics. And I just think there was a lot of hype and a lot of buildup behind certain looks and morphs and plans and ideas with these Chihuahuas, man. Let's be realistic. I've got talked into buying animals because they came from said lineage. I've paid 2 to 3 times as much money as I did from others that I've hatched that come from, I guess, what you would call no lineage lines. Good looking animals, but no lines. These babies are hatching out with equal amounts of body white, collars, health, size. It's just interesting. I'm taking it all in. I'm observing it all right now, and I'm trying to put my head around what's going on. The only thing I can really assume is that everybody was chasing the same goals, right? Like the
Yeah,
same goals for so long, and these animals came from such a limited gene pool anyway that one animal's lineage is arguably the next. If you're skipping back 3 to 4 generations, how do they not all come from the same bunch? I think people, again, I'm not bashing anyone in particular, but I think that it's human nature to build up what they have to increase the worth, if that makes any sense. Like, what I have is better
yeah,
than what so and so has because of this, that, and the third. But at the same time you're doing that, you're subliminally putting down what the other person is doing too. Maybe the other person doesn't keep as much track of their lineage or whatever they're doing, but people pretty much always look for the best, that they can afford or the best in their range. And those animals are all in a similar caliber. I know we're not talking about $50,000 Chihuahuas, they're, you know, full white animals. But speaking of, those animals, I don't feel that they're that far behind. I've produced animals with a significant amount of white out of animals that Jay have literally no white, no white, no white. Like, I wanted high color projects. Now I understand
yeah,
some animals come out looking white and those whites turn peaches. I've raised 30 plus Chihuahuas from hatchlings. I know exactly what colors are likely to change into other colors. What will go green, what will go peaches, what are going to go beiges. I get it, but there's a very distinct look to the white that stays white. I'm getting a lot of white out of animals that don't have white. Now, I know people are going to say, well, they came from high white lineage animals. It's true, could be, but I know they did. So my idea is that it's the look, I guess, the gene has been sought after so much that it's in a lot of these animals. It's almost hard to get away from at this point. Like, if you get an animal that's got a little bit of white and you in return want to start breeding for that white, it wouldn't take much for those genes that kind of got scattered a little bit to bring right back together, right? Like,
yeah.
not going to take much of selectively breeding these animals to get the same look that everyone's been looking for. And I know it sounds like I'm rambling, and I probably am, and I can't articulate what's going through my head and what I'm seeing. But
I would say we had that conversation like a few days ago about that shit. Because like I said, like the Chihuahuas I have, right? Not there's no white collar in them. They're like my female is red and green, right? My male is predominantly all green. This last clutch that hatched had some white collaring, and it was white on the base of the tail, white where normally like, and it shouldn't be that. Like all the Chihuahuas I've hatched from that pair have been predominantly red. So, like you said, all these Chihuahuas probably have some kind of white collar or white coloring in their lineage, just because, like you said, there wasn't that many that came in. So, you know,
fact.
so and
And
my
that's what I
question
find the
is,
most interesting. You
yeah,
know, like you're saying, you're observing things that are different to what you've been told.
yeah, and so my question is, where do you go after you make an all white Chihuahua? You know,
Exactly.
like where do you go after that one? Like,
Exactly.
is you
It's like the
gotta
crested
have,
geckos.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
people, and that is like a common thing in the crested gecko community now, right? Like people have, let's say, for lack of a better word, at least in my vocabulary, exploited the lily white gene, right? Like they have gotten it to express itself so much that they've made just about completely white lily whites. Now all these
mhm,
people that have done it have been like, I don't like all white lily whites. Like I want to dial it back. I like the contrast. I like the happy medium. It's the same thing's going to happen with the Chihuahua, right? Like you're going to
yeah,
make an all white animal. Someone else is going to replicate it. You're going to race your way to the top, and then everyone's going to start racing their way to the bottom again. Everyone's going to start trying to get away from it because that white gene or whatever it is has been so saturated in these lines after 15 years of breeding them. And even though it doesn't, this is, I don't, but I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to really explain this properly. But just because a gene isn't expressing itself doesn't mean it's not in the animal, right? So
yeah,
now
yeah,
in my case, where you're buying these animals and I'm producing them for things that I don't want, things that were bred into them that other people wanted are in them, and I'm experiencing that now when it's not what I want. So now I'm trying to undo what someone else did. And I feel
yeah,
like the same thing's going to happen, just hobby wide, right? Like people are going to buy these animals that aren't expressing all of that white, and they want to breed for color. But now you're going to be battling this white gene or phenotype, whatever the hell it is. You're going to be battling this white thing for the next 10 years because it's been bred so heavily into these animals. I mean,
yeah,
it's it's a conundrum, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that know. I mean, I know there's people out there that know way more than I know. All I can speak for is what I'm doing, what
what
I've
you're observing.
experienced over 5 years, of raising these things now. 5 years I've been dealing with these Chihuahuas, and I've raised them, I've hatched them, I've done everything in between with them. And again, like I said, my observations are not lining up with everything I've been told. Some things, yes, but not lining up with everybody's telling me, man. And I'm not saying that in an offensive way. And if anyone does take it in an offensive way, I mean, sounds like a you problem, but I don't mean it that way. I simply mean that my observations are not lining up with what I've been told. It's interesting nonetheless, doesn't make me enjoy them any less. I love the animal for who they are. I mean, you know this. My favorite animal is Gunner. She's 106 gram, zero white, green, and purple Chihuahua. Love the thing. She's my favorite animal. Love her. So I don't care about the white. I have zero reason to lie about the white. I'm just trying to figure it out. I believe like a lot. I think it's I talked to Paul Morlock one time about gargoyles, right? And he had brought up this theory that every gargoyle carries the same set of genes. Every animal has the same set of genes. When two animals pair up and the right combinations of genes link, you get an expression of a gene. It pops up or shows as a gene, but it's really just a proper combination of two genes. I feel like the
Yeah,
same thing's happening with Chihuahuas. When the right genes line up, you get an expression of a said gene. If they don't line up, you don't get the visual look of this certain animal. And it makes sense. It makes sense because, like I said, I got animals that look totally different that are making animals that look like they were produced by something else. And if it was the way phenotype, the way we know phenotypes to pass down, and like crested geckos, for example, when you breed a tiger to a tiger, you get a tiger or some shit like that. You know, like it's not working like that in Chihuahuas. It's not working. I'm taking two similar paired animals that don't have green collars, that have colors of different scales and no markers, like not even green collars, you know, because I could also step out on a limb and say that those green collars could just be a lesser expression of white collars. Like I believe that, but I'm though that's still a marker for a collar. You know how Jay, where you could see a like
Oh
a
yeah, yeah.
where it would be a collar of some sort. Some
Mm-hmm.
Chihuahuas don't have that. They don't have that.
Yeah.
Pattern carries all the way to the head. There is none there. That girl Gunner has that. She has no signs of a collar whatsoever. She's got speckling and pattern all the way up to her neck. She produced some of the highest white animals I have. So I and her partner has a peachish collar, so it could be from that. But again, it to me, I'm still learning. So let me just leave it at that and stop my fucking rant, man. What do you
Yeah, I
got
mean,
going on, Jay?
shit. Shit that takes forever to hatch out, pretty much. Like I said, I got those. My two of my Cervidactyls dropped eggs this week or this weekend. So my Cervidactylus striatus, the ones I got from Jake, but I don't think they're viable eggs. Like I said, remember when he was talking about you got to have multiple males because they're going to be some lazy males.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think I'm dealing with right now. But she's still producing eggs, so that's a good thing. I am getting the F1 male, so probably next breeding season I should be able to actually produce some tritus. Just because,
Have
like
you
I
seen
said,
them pair up? Have you seen them
no,
pair?
nope.
So she's
I,
she's not the problem then. So then it's him. He's either not picking up on what he's supposed to be doing, or how
yeah,
old is
like
he? How old's the male?
they're around the same age. They're probably like 2 years old.
You know they say girls mature faster.
Yeah, and like I said, they're usually with each other. Or they lay in the same hides and everything like that. So you would think that he was doing it, but I don't know. I never caught them in the act, so I couldn't tell you on that. They're real secretive. But like when I've candled both sets of eggs, they're both just yellow. I'm just they're just chilling in there until they go bad, until they start molding and
Um,
smell. You know. But my
it's a smart thing to do.
yeah, and then but my Zabracus, those eggs look pretty good. So I got like four eggs out of them right now already, and they actually lay like probably like 2 days apart. The Zabracus and the Triatus. I've started doing like I said those observations, and
Mm.
so they do pre-lay sheds. So they'll shed, and then next those eggs come out. So that's when I really start paying attention. Like, all right, cool, because you can see the eggs in their bellies, like it
Mhm.
is clear. So it's like, all right, cool, just waiting for them, and now just wait for them to shed, get those eggs. Cool. It's just to try this or fuck. I hate trying to look for those eggs because they're like this big,
Mm.
and then once they get all the dirt around and it sticks, it just looks like dirt. So you just got to
Yeah,
be
so you
extra
can't even
careful.
tell, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
They're
fucking
hard
it's a
shell
pain in the ass.
shelled eggs.
No, not that hard. No, they're pretty
You don't got to
soft.
worry about breaking them or anything. Like if you're searching
No,
for them.
just no. For me, just I'm still going slow because you don't want to turn them.
Mm.
Like I said, because I mean, like I said, they were yellow inside, so I don't know if an embryo was actually in there or not.
Yeah.
Just because they're so small, so that embryo could probably be like this big or something. I don't know. So we'll see. What
Interesting.
else I got? Yeah.
You've been
The
hatching a lot of
homunculus.
stuff too, man. Tell us about what you've been hatching over there.
I mean, just right now it's just Chihuahuas and Strophiris.
That's a big deal hatching first, man. That's a lifetime of goal for some people. You make it sound like it's nothing, Mr. Shafuris.
I mean, I mean, they're easy. I find the Emeritus easier. Like, well, I don't even know if it's easier. It's just more of I got it dialed in. Like, I can say, all right, day 55, those things are hatching. These
Mm.
ones, it's like, all right, it's day 60, nothing's happening. So it's like, all right, so now I'm just like in this window. Right now, I'm in a window of between like 60 and 70 days.
So what do you do?
Right now, I'm just waiting.
Have you ever cut an egg? Have you ever had an issue come where you knew that an egg was going past
Yeah,
its date and be like, I gotta cut it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've cut a
So I
Chihuahua
know a
egg.
lot of people don't talk about it, but I like everyone I do talk to will has done it. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
Yeah,
they've kept track of how many days it normally takes, and such has been going wrong, and they know that it is alive. It's a viable egg, but it's gone past its date. So people have cut eggs, and I've really never heard of anything going wrong with people cutting them and getting the eggs out. I hear of things going wrong when they don't.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Like I said, I've cut Chihuahua eggs. If they go past 100 days, I was like, all right, you need to come out because, like, who was it? Michael,
They
Chihuahua
say
Joe. He's like,
120 days.
he said like anything past 100 days,
Oh, yeah.
you know, uh, it's never good. So I was like, all right, cool. So I did that with Chihuahuas. I've done it with the Ciliaris as well. Like I said, it was like day 63, 64.
Mm.
So I was like, let's just see. Boom. They were both alive. They both came out. So I was like, all right, cool. But now it's just like, all right, I just gotta learn to be more patient with some of this stuff. Like 100 days, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it just because I don't want it to go past it. Theoretically, most of my eggs don't go past 90 days for Chihuahuas. It's between 70 and 90 days, but that's just because I put them in an incubator.
That's what I was
Homophilus,
shooting for too, man. I got the
yeah.
because of you. I went and got the incubator. My first couple, I was, when those first two I had accidentally got laid and some random ass early pairing over the winter, like Christmas time.
Hmm.
I don't remember how long it took, but I knew something wasn't right when I was talking to you. I'm like, something's off, man. So I went and got the incubator just because of that, and now it's like super consistent. Them
Yeah,
jokers are hatching consistently, and big difference, big difference.
yeah. I mean, they still even like people are like, well, they grow bigger if you let them wait. I'm like, they were the same fucking size.
Same
Sorry.
size to me. I don't see
Yeah,
no difference.
like my ones that hatch out at 70 days and 90 days, same size. Like even the one I cut open,
Mm,
that one put on weight faster than any of my other ones. So it is what it is. I'm not
sure.
saying go ahead and cut all your eggs open. Don't do that. No, this was just all right. It's past the due date. Let's go see what's happening. That's all it was. Yeah,
Ironically enough, have you ever paid attention to like snake breeders? Have you ever noticed that a lot of snake breeders like do cut them all open? Or maybe it's just the people
yeah,
I'm watching. But
yeah,
it
yeah.
seems like they
It's
cut
usually
every clutch open. Like they cut
yeah, yeah,
every
yeah,
clutch at X amount of days.
yeah. You
I
got
wonder why.
people.
I've never asked, but curious as to why.
I've never asked. Like, I think it's just for fucking views. That's all.
Oh, really?
Like, I
Well, you've seen it
well,
though,
all right.
right? Like dudes will just have
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
perfect
yeah.
full
I
clutch of
watch.
eggs and be like, "Oh, it's day something. We're cutting them." I'm like,
Yeah,
"All
yeah,
right."
yeah. I watch like mutation creation.
Uh-huh.
Them dudes out in Canada. They'll do like a little video egg cutting and just
Mm.
start snipping eggs, and then all they're doing because they want to see what the genetics are.
See what they produced
Yeah,
because they
that's
don't
all it
take them
is.
out a lot of time. They just leave them right in
No,
the
no, no,
in the thing
no.
too
They'll
and put
let
them back.
them. They'll wait for them to come out, but they'll just cut them open and just to be like, all right, let's see, what do we got? What do we? This looks like what a blah blah, some whatever bullshit. So
Interesting, interesting.
yeah, and then I've
I
seen
mean, if
like
it
what you
spares
call
them losing $30,000 snake, then I guess I get it, right? It's half the
yeah,
trouble isn't producing them, is getting them to be strong enough to get out. And I lost that one
yeah,
chihuahua that I told you about. And that shit fucked me up, man. I waited damn near 5 years for this, and I lost one. I was ready to fucking abort mission on everything.
yeah. I've lost probably like one or two. They just didn't come out the
That shit
egg,
sucks. Yeah,
and
like
then
they cut the egg, it deflates, and then they wound up at the other end of the egg, away from the hole. Like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, yeah. And I said I got those Homophilus eggs. They've given me probably like 5 eggs already. So those ones they
So
say
what's
take
how's your
like
experience? I got a personal vendetta with you, Mr. Jason.
yeah,
What's going on with you and these leaf tails, man? I seen a little post the other day that you guys were picking sides with leaf tails here, Australians versus Madagascans. Tell us
I
about
got
your
out.
experience with these Australians, man. Tell us why you feel that way. Why do you feel so? Why do you feel that Australian
I
species
like.
make a better pet than the Madagascans?
Oh, it's not even about being a better pet for me. Is I like their characteristics. I like the claws, just their overall look. Like, yeah, it's cool. They like your playlists, they blend in and everything.
Mm.
But I like the claws. They remind me of almost like they're dinosaur like with their shit. They're more
More lizard
predator
like.
looking, more predator looking. They have the spikes all over their bodies, depending on which species it is. Uh, and that's what I gauge to. I like the stuff that's more. more predator looking compared
Mm.
to it's like, oh well, it's blending in, it's hiding, I can't see it. That's fine.
You want to
I
know
want to see the shit that attacks.
interesting fact I learned about them the other day? And I'm going to step out on a limb, and I guess people could question my source, but I watched a video with a guy we both know very well, did a video, and he was talking about them. And
About
he
your
had
Platus?
mentioned it, huh?
About your Platus?
About Europlatus and
Oh,
what
the Aussie leaf tails?
the Aussie leaf tails, and he had
Yeah.
mentioned that one of the main differences was that one Europlatus are leaf mimics, and the
Hmm.
Australian ones are not leaf mimics; they're
Yeah.
stone mimics. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I had no idea. I'd always look at them like, what type of fucking tree or leaf looks like these? Like I get it. Like I get they're called leaf tails, but what trees do they have in Australia that I'm missing? Like what type of bush are these things supposed to do? When he had said they were stone mimics, it changed everything that I thought about. It all made sense. It all made sense.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
nails, the
There's
tail, the spikes, the color, everything made sense when he said they were stone mimics.
yeah. If you ever watched it's a Beachy Scaly Beast, they did a herping thing because he's in Australia. So they did a little herp adventure, right? And they were looking for leaf tails. They were all on boulders. A lot of them were all on stones, boulders, and stuff like that. It was, I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the five lures. But yeah, and those, like I said, I gravitate to almost everything Australian. So that just makes it right there for me.
Sure.
No,
How do you
like I
find
said, I do.
them that vary? I mean, other than the obvious with temperature and humidity, how do you think about care? Like, between the two species, what do you think the differences are? What's harder? What's easier? What are some of the
Uh,
differences in care?
I mean, I feel like my filers, they're pretty easy. I mean, just like I said, it's room temp, spray them with some water 3 or 4 times a week, you know, and they're not as sensitive, I guess. That's the one thing. They're not sensitive like a Fantasticus. No, they're not that sensitive at all. These motherfuckers right here, when they get older, they'll breed like Cresties. And they just
Really?
like go go go. As far as the other ones, I mean, even like the from what I've been told, like the Saltorius salabrosus, the big joints, they can take heat spikes in the 80s and everything like that, and not have any kind of detrimental stuff that happens to them. So that's why I prefer those over like the sick arrays and all that. I mean, I like probably like my favorite Europlatus is a lineatus. And they don't even look nothing close to the rest of the sick array, right?
Mm.
So, but I mean, my girl likes the Ebanawi, that's why I keep the Ebanawi. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Europlatus, so the one I had, that sick array that I had,
Mhm.
that's in what you call it? That's gonna in Richie and old boy's gallery now.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
He sent me a DM. Was like, man, that's a beautiful sick array. I was like, well, I didn't produce it, but thanks. He's like, oh, we're gonna post it. We're gonna put it into the gecko gallery. I was like, oh, that's what's up.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah,
Probably chilling on a
yeah.
piece of bamboo I sent them. That's cool.
Probably, yeah, no doubt, yeah,
That's awesome. See, it holds this whole circle, man. That's cool shit, man.
yeah. But yeah, I did get another pair of Tanzanian velvets, the Haemophilus fasciatus. David Kelly blessed me with a pair, so I got a 2.2. So I'm building that
That's
army,
awesome.
getting diverse bloodlines. So hopefully I can go ahead and build that up.
That's awesome. How do you like working with them?
They're cool. Not as well. They haven't been as bitey, so that's fine. Like when I first got them, literally out the cup, mouth gaping. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is kind of attitude we got right now. Okay, but now, no, I could pick them up. Like I can even pick up the female. She won't do anything. She'll just kind of chill there. Like, all right, now put me down, and she'll squirm away. The males don't want me messing with them, and it's probably
Mm.
because they're smaller. The females tend to be bigger than the males, like
Okay.
almost 1.5 times the size of what they are, right? So
Yeah.
the males are like, nah, leave me the fuck alone, get out of here. No, but no, they're
Don't they have a
cool.
notoriously hard bite? They have a
That's what I hear.
notoriously hard, strong jaw.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I haven't been bitten, so I couldn't tell you if it actually how bad it is. But like I said, I mean, she lets me pick her up now. Like if I just need to kind of scoot her out the way, she won't
Yeah.
snap or anything. She'll just move out the way. So
Very
those like
cool.
I said
You
those
also have the
ones.
Madagascan velvet geckos too, no?
Yeah, yeah. They're chilling down here. I really have not put that much effort into them yet to really, I mean, they're there. No, do everything I need to do, but I haven't put any effort. Like, I haven't even looked for eggs. Like, they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
chilling right now. They're just kind of getting acclimated, I guess. That's what I'm doing
Mm.
right this year with them because I got so much shit going on that it's like I gotta kind of take my time and really pay attention to these certain species before I start. Like, all right, before I start like trying to do more shit. You know what I'm saying? So right
That's my
now, like
next
my
question. You're dealing with mad climates. You
yeah,
got all
yeah.
types of
Well,
environments you got to mimic.
yeah. Well, I mean, so those Madagascan velvets, they come from a drier climate. They come with a hotter, drier climate, so they love the heat. Like my female is always under the basking light, and it's out in the open too. So she's open basking. So, but they're fast as shit. They are like day gecko fast.
Really? They're
Yeah.
pretty big too, right? Don't they get big?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're like the size of a giant day gecko. And and they move the same speed as them. So I was like, all right, cool. So I always got to kind of pay attention I got to be on guard whenever I'm like spraying water in there, feeding them, because they'll
Uh,
look like I could tell shit's going on. Like they're looking. It's like, all right, they'll go from one side to the other side and start creeping up to the edge. I'm like, back the fuck up. No, you are not escaping because I'm not trying to fucking catch you. So, but no, they're cool. Like I said, good eaters. Like as soon as I throw crickets in there, they're on them. Like I said, I just haven't even looked. I haven't even made the attempt to actually look for eggs to see if anything's in there.
mm.
I made a couple egg laying sites for them. Hopefully they use them. If they don't, oh well.
They
Like I said,
bury or do they glue? They barriers?
uh, barriers. Yeah,
Yeah.
they bury. Yeah. No, like right now, main focus is Stropharis and the Cerdodactylus. And Haemophilus is kind of like that third. Like, if I can get those going, cool, good. Which I mean, like I said, I got like 5 eggs right now from them.
Hmm.
Um, but I really want to get
What's
these
up with your cave
Cerdodactylus
geckos? So you got breeding group of cave geckos going too, no?
right there. Yeah.
Any action with them?
No, they sleep together. I know that. So that's about it. Like I don't know, maybe give them. Like I said, since I got them this year, well, I got the female during breeding season, so maybe I just
Mm.
need to give her an acclimation year as well. Um, a lot of acclimating coming up. So that's about it. Um, like I said, still got the Pictus geckos that I'm deathly afraid of trying to breed because I don't want all those fucking eggs.
So
So
you haven't paired them yet, then, huh?
nope.
Is your female laying duds though? Is she laying eggs?
No, no, no. She's still under a year, I think. Let me see. She was hatched out. Yeah, she was hatched out in August of last year. So she's still, like I said, I know people would pair them when they're
Mm.
under a year, but I don't want to do it. I'll just give her the rest of this year, and then maybe January, February, boom, maybe. But I want to probably either get another baker's rack just for Pictus geckos, just because I know how much they'll produce. Like they produce ridiculous amounts, and I'm not ready for that yet. So it's like, yeah, that shit ain't about to happen. And then of course, I mean, I got Chihuahuas, so the Chihuahuas are always, they're pretty much clockwork right now. Well, I think she may have like maybe one more clutch in her, and then she'll be done for the year, for the season.
All
And then
right.
I'll end up then I'll end up getting eggs probably in, I think usually I get eggs starting probably like December, January. No,
So when I got mine, ironically, this girl
yeah,
started laying in December randomly, and it was
yeah,
12 degrees here. She was laying eggs in
yeah,
December. I'm like,
exactly.
all right, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I think last time when I moved to my apartment, she laid in November. As soon as we moved and got set up, dropped eggs. I was like, holy shit, it's fucking November. What the fuck is going on? But it is what it is. But and
Interesting.
you know, I'm supposed to get, like I said, I'm getting an F1 male from Jake over Just Geckos for the Triatus. Like I said, because if that's a lazy male, I said I'll have that one. But then I'm also getting, it's called Pachydaculus maclacep, something. It starts with the M. Thick-toed geckos. So new species. So
Trying to
that
think of what they are.
I sent you a picture before, but no, like I got to start calming down. That's what I need to start doing. Cause no, I was just thinking in my head, like, yo, like I got so many different geckos, and like you said, all these different environments. I got to start slowing down. Like this is where people get caught up in doing too much, and next thing you know,
Mhm.
they like kind of fall out, right? So
I mean,
and
if you're
that's
getting geckos that have environments that don't require much, I'm not saying that any animal doesn't, but I'm sure Australian species require less maintenance and attention than some cloud forest animal does. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, if you
yeah,
stick with species that have similar climates, I mean, who says you got to stop? I mean, you know how to do
yeah,
it. You know how to manage your time and your animals. I mean, hey, whatever brings you joy,
yeah.
makes you
Yeah, I
happy,
mean,
makes you happy. But
I think it's just more of it's a responsible thing, I guess.
yeah, no doubt,
You just
absolutely.
never know, right? It's just I just feel like it's man, like I said, like, you don't want to get burnt out doing so many different projects that you kind of lose focus on one of those projects.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah,
Especially if it's not bringing you joy. You have any
yeah,
have you had any animals or now or in the past experience like you got a breed, a species of animals that you thought you were gonna love, work with them for a little bit, and then just realize like, yo, I'm just not finding joy in this species. Like I just,
yeah,
maybe it's just not for me type of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, it was leopard geckos, crested geckos, and gargoyles. Like
Mm,
I've had all three of those, and they just didn't do it for me. I
yeah.
said, like I said, the Chihuahuas just because like I said they're a little bit more uh predator focused. Like I know
Mm.
they say gargoyles are, but once they stop eating bugs, they just don't want to fucking eat bugs no more. Like I even heard Paul Morlock say that too. He's like, yeah, once they stop, they just don't want to. So it's like I don't. Yeah, like I had this one female took bugs right away. I was like, oh hell yeah, thank you, boom. And like one day she's like, stop eating bugs, didn't eat bugs no more for like a solid 4 or 5 months. Now I
Gargoyle?
played, yeah,
Yeah.
female. It was a gargoyle female. I played with the temperatures, try to get a little bit more warmer. Nothing.
Mm.
All she wanted was Pangea or Rapashi or whatever fruit diet. So I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah, I
So
wonder. I wonder what that is. I mean, it is a comment. I mean, I've heard it plenty of times. I
yeah,
wonder if it's just like convenience. Like they've gotten so used to not having to hunt, because of the
yeah,
Pangea that they're like, "Fuck it, I don't need it." I got so many calories off of that, water bottle cap full of freaking sweetness that I don't got to do anything.
yeah, 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 exactly.
But it's a common thing with New Caledonian species in general, from what I gather.
Yeah. So I was gonna
Mm.
ask you, where do you find your place in this hobby? I've been thinking about this like a lot lately because
My place in
I
the hobby,
yeah, because I've been
observer.
thinking about it like from us and Matt, like where we're starting to go in this journey. Like you see Matt going a lot of that scientific stuff. Like he's going to be doing the that symposium, giving a speech, right? And it's a lot of scientific stuff going on with that. What about you?
Uniter, bridge builder. I want to build relationships with people by networking and get people to talk more about observations. With those observations, more things can be done, more, which will ultimately lead to more scientific documentation. I mean, I love science in general, don't get me wrong. And the whole scientific
Yeah,
thing is cool, but you can't just speak good English to have your work be valid. You need documented proof, right? You need to have cited information. You need to be able to back up what you're saying. It's no longer just an observation base. To dub yourself a biologist or dub yourself a researcher. I mean, you have to. It's just a place that I'm not trying to go because I don't have access to the areas which I need access to. For me to be a leading source or biologist on New Caledonian geckos, I would need to spend a significant amount of time in New Caledonia, right? Like I cannot simply go and tell you what the climate does and why the animals react the way they do at X times of the year and what food sources are more readily available due to annual rainfall. Like I can't do that. I can't be that guy. So it's like a far out thought for me. Like I would love to be like, I'm going to live in New Caledonia. I'll shoot you guys all the information from site right here. Boom.
Yeah.
This is what it is. These are my observations. This is what's happening. These are not guesses. I'm telling you what's happening. I can't do that. But what I can do is work with animals that bring me joy and share my findings with other people. Like I have no interest in really being like some big time seller. I have no interest in, being some big YouTube personality. Not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy the camaraderie, of people that enjoy the same things I do. I make good money at my job, like I'm not looking for a way to replace that. I guess I don't have an answer to your question, Jay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I would like to bring people together is what I would like to do. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy people seeing and understanding that we are all different people, right? We come from very different walks of life. We all enjoy different things. We all have different things in our past that make us who we are today. But we do have one thing in common: our love for reptiles, our love for geckos. That's something that we all see eye to eye on. So fuck all the rest, right? We can always sit down at the table and talk about the one thing that brings us all joy.
That's what's up.
I know that,
Yeah.
you know. What's the answer to your own question? What direction are you going in?
Yeah.
What's
You know.
That's a tricky one. Made me feel kind of woozy,
Yeah.
bro. Made me
Yeah.
feel I'm dead
No. No.
serious because I don't have an answer for you. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No.
You know?
Starting like I don't know. Like Jack. I've always been a jack of all trades, master of none type of person. Like I
Sure,
know a little about a lot, so I
sure,
think I'm still going down that path. No, like I said, with all these different species that I'm trying to keep, is I'm honestly starting to go down like that. Well, eventually, I would love to go down that like kind of like that Joe Hub route. No, you have no, like I said, he's kept probably what like 12% of the entire gecko genus, which is ridiculous. And so that's what I'm starting to trying to that's what I'm leaning towards too, and that's what I'm and I, that and those are the things like when I see something on like Morph Market or something like I ain't never heard of that shit. Hold on, let's start, and it starts getting my gears going. So I'm going
it's a curiosity.
researching,
It's a natural curiosity.
yeah, and it's so that's kind of where I've been going with my shit, like
Hmm.
just like I said, jack of all trades. I know a little bit about a lot, and I can generally kind of help people, with general questions, right? So
For
when people come
sure,
and say, hey, hey, how do you do this? It's like, all right, hold on 1 second. No, I can get you a couple answers real quick. You know,
for
I
sure.
think that's where I kind of see myself at in this place. Like I
Hmm.
said, not here for the like I said, I'm not here for the masses. Even selling, like I'm like I have no aspirations of selling a $10,000 gecko. No, I want
Yeah,
shit to be
yeah,
affordable for people. I
for
want people to
sure.
be happy and not have to sell their soul to buy it.
Exactly why I started doing this, and that's funny you say that. Because I was looking at animals that were $10,000, $15,000, and I was like, I refuse to pay that. I will make them. I will make them. They made them. I'm gonna make them, and I'm not only am I gonna make them, I'm gonna give them to people. Facts. That's
Yeah,
exactly why I started working with a lot of these animals that I work with.
yeah,
But I hear you on that. No aspiration to sell something that you and I both have to accept at some juncture, right? Like we can't keep
yeah,
everything we produce. Like we got to do
yeah.
something with them. But it's not for
It's not for profit.
yeah, it's not for like a lifestyle change. Like I'm not trying to buy a Ferrari selling Chihuahua geckos. Like God bless the man that does. Like awesome, happy for you. But how honest are you really being if that's the type of money you're making off an animal that's that readily available?
Yeah,
You didn't discover a new element that's going to be the savior of mankind. I mean, you know,
you're selling a lifetime. No,
exactly. Again, and not to talk exactly, not to talk about myself, but it was again a huge point is that like I was saying before, like my purpose in this journey is to bring people that enjoy similar things together, and that's what I thrive off of. I love seeing people come together over a common thing. That common thing, like you said, should be accessible to everybody, right? Like if you have a passion that I have, money shouldn't be what stops you. Fuck out of here. Who the fuck are we? a price tag on something that brings you joy. We're not talking about luxury items like cars and Ferraris. We're talking about something you got to put yourself into. If you love these animals as much as I do, and you're willing to do the work that I do, the hours I spend more time in this gecko room than I do with my day job, than I do with my wife, arguably than I do with my dog. I spend in this fucking gecko room. If you're willing to put that time in with these animals, you can't put a price tag on that. So why should it not be obtainable to you? And that was always and always has been my biggest problem with this. And it even segues into the crested gecko thing. Like these crested geckos, everybody loves them, everybody wants everybody else to love them, but yet you come out with these elite genes, these elite morphs that only this circle of people could work with. Only this group of people can work with the sables. Only this group of people is working with the exanthics. And only this group is working with cappuccinos. Everybody else, those are pet quality animals. Those are pet keepers. Well, what good are those hygiene animals amongst you breeders if you don't have a pet audience to eventually off them to?
Yeah.
Like you
I
can't
mean, all you're
keep
doing is
these
selling to other
genes in a
breeders.
circle for how long? And then how long until every breeder has those genes until they no longer need them? Like it just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Like make these things accessible to people. Like stop trying to make things worth more by making them elite. Like if we sell them to less people, they'll retain their value, and then we'll make more money selling them to a different group of people who have this false pretense in their head that they're going to spend 12 grand on a breeding pair of exantics, and them too are going to be breeders, and they're going to sell them to other people and get rich off them. It's like you're trying to sell a fantasy, but the only person buying is yourself. Like it's
Yeah. Like
you
those
know
jeans are like no like a car going off the lot. It depreciates as soon as it hits some streets.
Dude, can I say something real quick? And I can give my man a shout out to Mark. I had mentioned this. I had this conversation with Mark from the Gecko Room, and I was talking about how much I would love to work with cappuccinos. Right? I have one cappuccino, one female. I spent over $1,000 on. Had to as a baby spent $1,000 on this girl. Well, 600. The frap I bought was over $1,000. So I'm raising these things up. And I'm telling him, like, yo, I can't wait to work with this gene, dude. I just feel like it shouldn't be as elite as it is. And yes, they've started to trickle down into, more affordable price ranges and stuff. But
Yeah.
those really, really nice ones that you want to work with, the bloodlines, that it's gonna alleviate generations of me breeding and making animals that are subpar. Like, damn, I would love to see what I could do because I see some things that I feel I could improve upon. Like I see some things and people ain't necessarily doing, or maybe they've done and they failed, but they're not talking about it. But I see some things that could really be improved upon with these animals, man. I would love to do it someday. And these are some goals I have. Is that I'm gonna eventually save up enough money to get one of these animals. He was like, "Say no more." It's like, "Say no more." Like, what do you mean? He's like, "I got you." Like, what do you mean you got me? He's like, "I'm gonna send you something. Don't worry, I got you." I'm like, dude, I ain't got the money right now. I can't take anything for free. I'm not trying to come off as that type of person that builds relationships and talk to people and gets given things. That's not why I do this. I don't. On the contrary, I appreciate people not giving me animals because I got to take time off work to go get them. I got to feed them. I got to do things. Like, please, I don't just want animals, right? Like, I could pay for what I want. Yo, dude took one of his better lined animals, his tux line cappuccinos, man, and made it a point for me to see what I could do, right? Didn't want a dollar, didn't even want to take money from me for shipping, bro. Like, won't even take money from me for shipping the animals. He was like, "I'm giving you this because I want to see what you can do with what I've been working with for X amount of years. Like, I want you to have this. I want you to work. I want you to take it to the next level. Show me what you do." That's why I do this. That's why I do
Yeah.
this. I give more animals away than I'm willing to tell people. Like I don't want people to know what I give away. And it's usually because there's a child in the family and a family can't
Yeah.
afford
Yeah.
enough money to buy something. So I don't think you should have to worry about money. Please invest your money and time into the proper care of the animal. I could give you the animal. And other people's, I've produced things that I'm not quite sure what's happened. And I know that they're more experienced than me. And I know they have train of thought, if you will, that I don't. So I'm like, yo, take this, tell me what the hell's going on because I'm really not all there. I'm not picking it all up, man. I'm not grasping what the hell I'm doing, but I know I'm doing something, right? Like I've been working with the same group of genetics for 8 years with these crested geckos, like the same group of genes. Not much has come in since. I've worked with the
Yeah.
same group of animals and tossing it around, and I'm producing very similar looks of things, but I can't quite peg what's happening. So I sent them to some people that I knew could figure it out. But to have it reciprocated and done to me by someone that I've not given it to means that it's something that's I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only one that's not
Yeah,
in this for money, right? Like I'm not the only person in this that's not here for money. Some people enjoy these animals so much, like myself, like yourself, that just want to give them to people that enjoy them just as much. When you look and like yourself, with all the money you just spend on lighting and racks and cages, you know what it costs to keep these things right. There's so much more than the price of a two, three, $4,000 animal. There's so much more to keeping this thing over a period of 10, 15 to 30 fucking years than a one-time sale. That's a fraction of what you get off of a lifetime of information from another perspective. For me to have a lifetime relationship with someone else that's observing something else that I like observing in another climate, in a different time zone, doing from a completely different point of view, is priceless. It's priceless. Priceless shit.
well,
Maybe
shit. Well,
some
shout
people
out
will
to
get what I'm
Mark for that
saying,
one.
maybe some people won't. Absolutely, man. Can't thank them enough, man. It's what this hobby is to me, you know?
Yeah,
Let's see what we could do. These are like little models, you know, like back in the day, people used to put models together or do whatever the hell they do. I mean, it's just something, it's just so much more than sales, right? It's so much
yeah,
more than the dollar. It's so much more than the dollar. Like if you're out there, and again, I'm not bashing anybody that breeds crested geckos and sells them for $50 to $100 a pop. Like God bless you, but holla, I mean, I get you a better job. I get you a better job. I get you a better job with more, more promising future, man. I'll teach you how to
for
read a
sure.
tape measure, read a speed square, set a nail. I'll teach you how to do trim. I'll teach you how to frame. I'll teach you how to put a roof down. Honestly, I'll give you some skills that will carry you through life. I mean, selling $60 geckos to people is,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, God bless your soul. God bless your soul. But, and if that's what you enjoy doing, then please continue to do it. But you have to understand that that's not something, I mean, listen, God bless your souls. You know what I'm saying? But to people out there that do it, it has to be a hobby. There's very few companies that can make that type of living selling those animals, right? Like
oh
very
yeah.
few people. And they have put in that time and they have put in that fucking work, right?
Hmm.
And they've typically discovered something and produced something that's not replicatable without something stemming from them. You know, you have your elites. Again, you know, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Again, like I said, I respect it, but got nothing but respect for it. I just like to think there's more there, right? Like you have a day
Oh yeah,
job, you
yeah,
go sell these geckos on the weekend because you have to get rid of them, and you're selling them with passion to people that have an equal like passion. I mean, that's awesome. Like, great. But to manipulate people into these false pretenses, like, yo, spend that 5 grand, buy these animals, and you too are going to be a big breeder like me. That's not
yeah, yeah,
true. That's not
yeah.
true. And that is what
No,
I'm really getting at. So
yeah,
excuse
yeah,
the rant,
definitely. You don't
people,
want to.
but
You don't want to.
understand I'm talking about a very specific type
Yeah,
of
you don't
people.
want to feel like when you buy from someone that you pretty much almost whatever, like you got hoodwinked or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's
you,
not
you don't
right.
want to feel like someone got over on you. You know, like I said, when I did that one show, like not I wasn't a totally different person, but like there was so much enthusiasm when I was talking. Like how we're talking now, I was
Mm,
totally different. You know what I'm saying? There was so much energy just talking about these geckos, giving
mm,
people information, talking to these kids, putting geckos in their hands. You know, that's what like kind of gets me
mm,
hyped. You know, so I definitely know where you're coming from with that stuff. It's it is what it is. You know, and then speaking of Mark, don't worry, Mark, I got you, bro. I know you've been asking for the strophe. I got you. Don't worry. It's like once the weather cools down, you'll see one.
Let's
So
see why you were trying to dabble in the Australian species now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mark got everything over there, man. Mark got everything.
Yeah. No, he was like, when the first one hatched out this year, I was like,
Mm.
what's that? Like, damn, what's the name should be? He's like, the name should be mine because I need it. I was like, I got you, bro, for real. So
That's
Mark
what's
will
up.
don't worry. Yeah, I'm gonna hook
Yo,
you up.
Mark again. Mark is not alone. You know, I've talked about it in another podcast, but Nelson from NCG Reptiles. Make no mistake about it. Nelson is
Yeah, yeah,
the original giver. All I didn't even have a conversation with Nelson. Didn't even have a conversation with Nelson. All I said was, "Damn, those things are cool. Like that'd be cool to
yeah,
have one day." Talking about the Ebanalis. Man, this
yeah.
Joker found my address and had it sent to me before I even knew it was coming. Like Nelson's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one that is in this for genuine passion, man, for
Yep.
passion.
Yeah, he straight up slid in the DMs like, "Hey man, I got you one of these ebony." I'm like, "What?" I was like, dude, how about this? How about we do a trade? Because I just feel, like I said, when people like, hey, I'm gonna give you some, I feel awkward as fuck. Sorry,
I do
like
too. It's a weird
I
thing.
don't know, I don't know how to reciprocate that. I don't.
Mm,
It's just weird to me, you know. So it's like, oh, how
weird
about we just
thing.
do a trade? You know, so I'll give you a Chihuahua. You go ahead and you know we'll do a trade. And I
Sure,
get an Ebanawi out of it, you know. So
for
no,
sure.
yeah, definitely shout out to Nelson for that one.
So Nelson is again, and I don't want to say I don't. I know, and no offense to Mark by any means. I mean, there's just the facts. I know Nelson a lot better. I've talked to Nelson on the phone like a friend. I talk to
Yeah,
Nelson on a regular basis over the years, and probably would never met him if it wasn't for Gecko. And I'll be that close from Mark. You know what I'm saying? I talk to Mark a lot, but we both work pretty demanding day jobs. But Nelson is one of them people, man. Nelson is a the
Gen-
hobby is blessed to have both of them, but
he's a genuine human
listen,
being.
Nelson does some things that he had asked me not to mention to people, and like I literally, if I like, Nelson's it's on some other shit. Nelson is for real. He does things on a grand scale for communities outside of geckos. I'll say that Nelson is a he's like a Nelson is good for humanity. Like Nelson
Yeah,
is like that type of stuff, you know. No, Nelson is good for mankind. Like he is never thinking about himself. Like Nelson is here as a vessel for other people's well-being, you know.
yeah.
And not that Mark
No,
isn't, you know, I'm not saying Mark isn't by any means. You know, Mark's a great person, but I only know Mark through geckos. But both people, man, both people I aspire and admire and would love to be like, man. Like honestly, like those type of people give me a reason to keep doing this, you know, like that's what I want to do. Again, I want to bring people together and help people grow and help people see their true worth and value. And you know, as much as you heard me say more than anyone else, man, the little girl with one gecko is just as important as the dude breeding 5,000 a year and selling $6,000 animals, man. That little kid matters just as much, man,
yeah,
if not more,
definitely.
if not more. You know,
Oh
that
yeah,
that's
definitely.
That's a fact, man. I'm still torn with this question you asked me, man. It's gonna have me up all night, man. Sick to my stomach, man.
Nah, man, you'll be all right. I mean,
So you're
so
talking
we're
about these
getting.
articles,
Oh no,
man. Some of these
you know,
discoveries.
just just reading some reptile magazines. I think I'm gonna start getting that damn subscription to that. Just to have the physical magazines, you know.
Yeah,
But no, they no again, like I said, Cerdodactylus. I think they have to be the biggest gecko genus. Uh,
they are, aren't they? They
right,
are.
yeah, I believe so. Because right, they just found three more. So what is it? I can't even pronounce these ones. That's how long these fucking names are. It's like
What years? Does
Cerdodactylus.
it say the years? The years they were discovered or
I
described?
believe it was this year.
Really?
Yeah, like at least the article I read, it was like March of 2025.
That's way newer
So
because the last one I saw was 22. I saw another one that was discovered in 22. So
yeah,
these are totally different than that.
yes. So let's see, Cerdodactylus anaparentius, Cerdodactylus chitwanensis, and then Cerdodactylus karanshai.
Who
So
discovered
like I
them?
said,
Bauer?
no, I think one of them was an Aussie doctor or biologist or something, and then another one was a Indian. He was a Indian. That's so the Indian dude's name was actual name was Karan or yeah Karan. So that's how the Karan Shai is named after him. And then I read another one. It was about the Dixianus genus, the leaf-tailed geckos. So this one was the sandstone leaf-tail. And I guess it was it the person that discovered, I don't know if he discovered this one, but I know the genus is named after James Dixon, American herpetologist.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
Asian species. I believe it's an Asian species. I've seen few out there, mostly wild caught ones, but they
Oh,
look
really?
gorgeous. Yeah, they look gorgeous. The ones I've seen are I've
So
seen
I
some
guess
like
to really describe them, they have to take specimens, right? Like they have
yeah
to
yeah
take them into captivity.
yeah they got yeah they got to do all kinds of stuff, make sure it's actually a new species and not
Uh,
something else, But
you know, they found a
no,
new New Zealand one too. I was
oh
watching a
yeah,
video the other day in like 24 or 23, 2024, 2023.
yeah.
They were even the video I watched, they were saying that basically they believe there is over a dozen species yet to be described and found. You know, that they've seen single pictures of that they've never seen
Hmm.
again. That they believe there's a lot of animals. There's a lot of red tape in New Zealand too. They were saying there's a
Yeah.
lot of red tape that you can't just
Mm.
go. A lot of like real tribal land and shit
Same thing,
where
like just
you are
as in
not going,
New Cal.
but worse. Well, like
Okay.
almost
Yeah.
worse. Like they're
Because
not playing over there.
yeah. I mean, did you ever read up on the new species they found in New Cal?
Never found anything about it, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like I said, I went to that symposium and they did a whole talk on it.
I
You know,
saw that.
John, yeah, from Pangea, because he went over
That's
there
I
and
seen.
yeah, because I know he went over there and helped. Well, there was somebody else that discovered it, and then John came along and helped try to locate where they were from. But they say that they were semi-aquatic, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool. You know,
That's what I heard. You never
uh,
seen anything since that symposium, though.
no, I think they're
Yeah,
still working on the like actual papers, or, like the paperwork, whatever it is,
that's interesting.
because they don't want to give out the actual location
Yeah.
because they don't want people to. No, I get it. Don't want people to try to go and poach, right?
Um,
So,
they got to have them though, right? Like they have
mhm,
to have them if they're working on describing the species. They
yeah.
are in this state. They are in this state somewhere in some research
Well,
facility,
I don't
some
know.
zoo.
I don't think it's in the state. I think it's still in New Cal, and they had to do the research
Uh,
on New Cal. So, because it was a one of the people that first I found him is I think he's from the EU. So
that's
it
the
was
Bauer.
just
That's Bauer. Andrew Bauer.
it might be. I can't remember. It's been a few years since that talk, and yeah, but uh,
I'm
no,
always
no. Like I
looking though.
said, oh yeah, I'm always like I said. Whenever I can find some shit to read on reptiles, I'm all about it. If it's found a new species or this is happening over here. No, I
Um,
try to stay informed on that stuff. That's about the only news I, I will read. Like I said, because if it's regular news, I'm not interested in it at all. But
Facts.
yeah, and I said I don't know. We're coming close to the end of this thing. I am though. I am going to try because I've been getting really interested in trying to get some snakes just to kind of just a little diversification. I'm really thinking about getting some boas.
Really?
Yeah, I want some arboreal ones. I don't want no ground ones. So,
That's
well,
interesting. If I could get a snake, it'd be a boa too. Basic
yeah,
like red tail boas, but
yeah.
that's what I would get.
I want something. Well, I'm going. I want to go the boa route just because they're most of them are live birth. So I want to experience that. Um,
What
but
are you thinking?
thinking, what was it? Like either almond tree boa or a Dominican red mountain boa, or maybe I don't know. I like the ATBs as well. I'm not getting the emerald because I'm not paying $10,000 for a fucking snake. That shit ain't happening. It's like just because it's fucking green, sorry, it ain't happening. But no, something
Yeah.
like that. Something that's arboreal. I can make a decent setup. And then I can figure out the baby stuff later. But
Hmm.
nothing that's gonna I'm gonna have to put in a rack. You know, because if
Yeah.
it
They're cool to set
like if I was to
clothing.
do something that I mean, I like blood pythons. Like that was my second. I was like, ooh, maybe a blood python because I was at the store and I'm talking to my guy and he's like, yeah, man, look at this. He grabbed his big old thick blood python out. I'm like, dude, that shit look like it's gonna fucking murder me. Every time I look
They
at it,
look cool though. They are a
they
cool
look
looking
cool.
snake.
But the only thing is, like with blood pythons, the motherfuckers only pissing shit like 2 times a year.
It stinks.
Yeah,
Stinks.
it's like
I've
I don't
had
want to
them as a
walk
kid.
in. Yeah, I don't want to walk in and be like, "What the fuck?" Nah, man. And it's all swimming in piss and shit. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it's
Like they look gorgeous. They're fucking phenomenal. But goddamn, I don't know if I can do that.
very I don't know how to describe them. I again, like I said, I had them as a kid. I wouldn't never bred them or anything like that. But I wouldn't. They wouldn't be on my top list of snakes to get again.
Yeah, and
I
like I said, I like arboreal stuff anyway. So
they're the
uh,
farthest thing from it.
yeah, and so I'd rather stick to something that's going to be arboreal, a little bit more athletic. No,
Yeah. I've never had any
and
of them kind. I've never
uh,
had any of those small little Never had a rainbow boa. Never had any of those little
Yeah,
arboreal joints, man.
yeah.
But they look
Or
cool,
even
man. Just seeing them perched up and shit is fucking
yeah.
awesome.
And the other one is those Western Sanzinian boas.
Hear
Those
a lot
things are
about them. I hear a lot
so
of
fucking
buzz
good.
about Sanzinians. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. It's just no, it comes with a price tag. I think they're like 12, 1300 a piece. That's for a baby.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's something for me to think about, and I kind of want to get, like I said, that jack of all trades where it comes in. Like, I want to know how to, make a female snake. I want to know how to pop, to see what the sex is. I want to learn this shit. So, that's, when people talk about that, I'm like, I don't know how to fucking do that. So I need to start
That's
learning.
cool.
Yeah. Or even learn how to probe. So it's
Mhm.
just learning
I
different
don't know how to do
things
that
in this
either.
hobby, you know, like I said, just so I could
That's
be
cool.
comfortable and not have to go to the shop and be like, hey, what's the sex of the snake? Because I don't know it.
Mm.
So you know, but
That's very
that's what
cool.
I'm. Yeah, that's what's going on right now.
When I have a snake and I'll show a snake on my page, you'll know that I'm divorced. It's
Yeah.
just a fight I'm not willing to have, bro. Like, I'm like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I still gotta ask. So we'll see.
yeah, asking to start as big of a fight as me just getting it.
I mean, all the stuff that she wants, I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. I keep saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. So once it's time for me, boom, I got all those already
What
banked
did she
in.
get? What
So
she got your girl got anything new?
she got what? She just picked up a. She got a reverse Oreo jumping spider, and then she got the Oreo jumping spider. But what else? What she said that she wanted? There was some. I think it was like, was it a mongoose or some shit? It was something crazy. She's like, I want a mongoose. I was like, all right,
Really?
cool. Yeah, it was something. It was something furry, and she's like, I
I
want
didn't even know
this.
you could buy them. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be real cool.
yeah. I can't. It was
Hide your
something. It
snake.
was yeah, right. um,
That's cool.
and then she still wants a tree frog. So I was like, all right, cool.
They're cool,
Um,
Jay. You'd
oh
probably
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
them. With the enclosure you could build, you should get her some tree frogs, man. Does she know what type she wants?
She just wants those the white
The
tree
whites,
frogs.
dumpy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
cool, man. I had them, loved them, loved them, loved them. Had one named Splat. It was my coolest frog, man.
yeah. No,
They eat
like I said,
everything too.
yeah. No, I just got to get a enclosure made. That's all it is. Get the right enclosure done for it, so I
Man.
don't have to really worry too much about it. Like all that humidity. Like, well, from what I've been told is like they don't need crazy high requirements for humidity. So
Man.
it's like, all right, cool. Them and like red eyes don't need it. They actually prefer it a little bit more warm. So like, all right, cool.
I had them both. She'll have much more fun with the dumpies, with the white trees frog. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I guess. I mean, you guys live in a dry place. I mean,
yeah.
certain
So
it'd be
it's
fun. Let me
smell.
just say that you'll
Yeah,
figure all the rest out. They're
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very, very
I just,
fun species of frogs.
yeah. I just got to
I
figure out
love frogs,
enclosure
man.
first before anything. That's all I got to do. Let me get this enclosure down, then I can go ahead and feel comfortable putting some frogs in there. That's all it is. Because I
Uh,
know as well. I don't. I mean, she'll do it. She'll do the work because she already does the work for the spiders. Like her fucking spider's about to drop another egg sack, dude. That's like egg sack number 4.
Has she started selling them yet?
No, told her I was like, well, hey, don't worry. When we do our Palm Street, we putting some of your fucking spiders on there, so don't worry about it.
So how many did she put them all in little? You said like twos and threes, right? Couple together in a cup.
Yeah, right now she got so the last egg sack she put it. She got one of those fruit fly cups and put them all in there, and then but as they get bigger, she'll start separating them out so they don't cannibalize each other.
How the hell do you
No,
separate them when they're that small? How do you separate them?
a paintbrush.
Really?
Yeah, get a nice little fine soft paintbrush, and you just kind of scoot them out one by one. That's why, like, I see a lot of like tarantula people. Like, I used to watch the Deadly Tarantula Girl back in the day, and like when she has like egg sacs and stuff, literally it's just that boom. Or I watched like the Dark Den with this dude from like somewhere in the EU. Same thing. They just get the paintbrush, start scooting things out, boom, 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 little by little, and it's just a long ass process. Just depends on how many eight or how many slings are in there. Like, because
Mm,
like a fucking tarantula can give you like like 600 babies or some crazy shit. Yeah,
oh, dang.
yeah. It's crazy. Like I was like, I can't do
That's
that.
like demanding, right? Like that's like Like if you're not
Yeah,
selling them, what the hell do you do with that many spiders?
yeah, exactly. I told her I was like, whatever. Let survival of the fittest. Whoever eats, no, whoever stays alive at the end, boom, there you go. No,
Spare you on feeding costs, right?
right? Yeah. Well, that's no. I said that's I have to get all those little micro mealworms, feed it to them.
Well, that's what it's for.
Yeah. Like I'll
Hmm.
get up a bunch of dirt, start separating it all out, get all the smallest mealworms, boom, and then she feeds them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Probably fun to watch. I see them. I don't know. I mean, know their basic shit. These things come from like exotic areas, right? Like the one she's got.
Oh, I don't know. No, I mean,
I
yeah.
see
Well,
all
yeah. I mean,
types of them all over the
I
place. Like
think
I see ones that
they
are wild,
like,
like at
yeah, they
work.
have some from like the Philippines and stuff like that. I mean, but you got basic jumping spiders here in the U.S. I
That's
found
what
a
I'm
few of
saying,
them.
man.
I found one like a few days ago, and we cupped it up, and now it's part of her little plate colony. So it's like,
That's
all right,
what's up.
cool. You know, she's like, let me know when you like whenever I go to the reptile store if they got any redbacks for it. She's like, I need a male redback. I was like, all right, cool. Because the redback that she thought was a male ended up being a female. So, and you
Hmm.
tell by like their, I think they call them like the pedipalps or whatever, the little things in the front that's right by their fangs. Like males have like really thick furry ones, and females have like really slender ones. So,
Interesting.
you
I
know,
know it's a
I said,
very popular hobby. It's a very, very
yeah,
popular.
dude, that is such an explosion. It is crazy. I
Hmm.
mean, it's I think it's a good way for an intro into spiders because they're cute. People like cute shit, so that helps you
Not going to
get over
kill
that.
you.
Yeah, it's gonna help you get over that fear of spiders. Seeing this cute little spider, and
Not
they come in
happening for me,
all
brother, man. Not happening.
yeah.
Not happening. They don't make a bullet small enough for me to shoot one of them fuckers, man. Fuck that. Not happening.
I mean, I have no issues with them. Like if she says she wants a tarantula, I'm like yeah. But here's the thing: I don't like tarantulas, but I like a scorpion.
Yeah, totally different. Fuck that. Totally different.
I mean,
I've had
they're both
emperor
arachnids.
scorpions, man.
I mean, they're both arachnids, so
Yeah, I'm all set with spiders, brother. Fuck
yeah.
that.
You know, I was like, maybe I can convince her to get some praying mantis, because those are cool. I like those. Those are fucking dope.
Definitely cool. Definitely a lot more species than I don't know how easy they are to get, but there's like
Oh
some real
shit!
fancy jokers, man.
I was just on Palm Street the other night, and this dude was selling praying
Oh
mantises.
sure. Like cool ones, like the butterfly mimic ones and shit. That's cool.
The ones that look like a rose and shit, look like flowers.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
those are
dope.
fancy ones. Yeah,
Yeah, like
that's
I wouldn't mind getting into those, but it's
very
like
cool.
they're so short lived, which it doesn't make me want to get them.
Yeah, you got
Like
to be breeding them. You know, like to buy one, to buy two, you got to actually breed
constantly,
them if you want it as a
yeah,
pet.
constantly, just because, like I said, their lifespan's like a year or some shit. It's crazy.
Sometimes less. Like a season out here, they live 9 months. You know, from
Yeah,
hatching to dying is 9 months.
it's like I can't spend $100 on something that's gonna die in less than a year.
You
So,
got to buy two. You got to buy, and you got to know that it's a male and a female from the time
exactly.
that they're born, and that's virtually impossible. You know, from the time they
Yeah,
hatch, they're damn near they're smaller than a grain of rice. I mean, at least the
yeah,
species I was fucking with,
yeah.
it's hard.
And I know they actually sell egg sacs too. Like in like the insect arachnid world, they actually sell egg sacs. It's crazy. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I was on this website, and it's like, yeah, she'll sell egg sacs to you. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. God
Yeah,
damn.
that's cool. That's the
Yeah,
only way real if you're gonna breed them or keep it going, and you weren't just spending the money for a year. That's how you
yeah,
got to do it because you need a
yeah.
big number to get the males and females and
Hell, like the person she bought the spider from, last weekend, like his company's called the Bug Company, right? But he's not producing them. He buys them from somebody else and sells them. I'm like, what?
oh sure.
I was like, all right, dude, cool, whatever.
Interesting. Interesting way to make money.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
he vends
interesting.
all the shows. I always see him out here, because he lives close to us. But I see him at the reptile shows. He goes and vends the Cali reptile shows. So I mean, he's doing something. So,
Yeah, I give those people credit. Like I was saying earlier, I went off of my rant about it not being a secure means of income, you know, being that depending on your audience and your location. And I mean, there's just so many factors, you know, that it makes it a very unstable
Yeah.
full-time job.
You got to be a hustler for
But
that.
people do it though. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. If you're a hustler and people do it, like my boy Boris vends, what do you say, 30 something shows a year, still has two different day jobs, you know? Like, and
Yeah.
he sets up in White Plains stuff, tables, eight tables, sells on Palm Street, sells all them shows, and he still has two different day jobs.
Well, you want to make sure you still have that stable income coming in.
Yeah, yeah. So my point being is that I give them people credit. The people that manage to find a way to do it, absolutely commend you, absolutely give you credit, but you're definitely putting in work, traveling across the country, the gas that takes, and you're probably lugging a trailer or a big truck at least, like
Oh yeah, and those are the
setting up,
daytime people
breaking
too.
down. And
Yeah,
then with all that traveling, you still have to manage to produce your stock. Like it's a lot of work, a lot
yeah.
of work.
All right, I think we're gonna call it a night on that one. Uh, so next week we won't have anybody because, well, is it next week? No, next week I think we do have somebody. The 16th. I know we won't have anybody because that's Father's Day weekend. We won't be here. Next week, I forgot who we have. I think it's might be the Dirt Daddy. I think so. I'll have to double check. But until then, like I said, this will be posted on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. It'll be posted this Thursday. Like I said, we're probably gonna stop doing lives for a little bit, just because I got crazy life situations going on right now, and can't really commit to doing lives. And then besides that, no, probably in the fall, like I said, we'll be doing our first Palm Street. So we'll start promoting that one probably like September or so.
Yeah, stay tuned. You guys want some exclusive shit? Me and Jay breed nothing but the finest stuff. We release arguably nothing, right? Like we save it, we breed it for our own interests, for the best of the best of the best. Like, and I'm not bragging. Like, there's people out there with better shit, no doubt. But we work with the best in the hobbies specimens. You want a chance to buy some cool shit, like some shit that we don't want to sell people? Yo, stay tuned for this palm shit we're gonna do, man. It's like you're gonna get that. Like you're gonna get animals that you will not have an opportunity to get for probably another year afterwards. So stay tuned, man.
Yep. Well, until then, we'll see y'all next week. Have a good night, morning,
Stay weird.
afternoon. Yeah. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.